Target audience for the presidential debates is undecided voters. With that in mind, CBS News contributor and Republican strategist Frank Luntz conducted a dial test with 27 undecided voters in Philadelphia watching the presidential debate Monday night. Part of that discussion was about national security.
The economy may be getting more attention from more media outlets. But in the interviews that I have with voters like you, it seems like national security is just as important and sometimes more so. So tell me, what keeps you awake at night? What makes you nervous when you look at the world around you?
Declining U.S. stature in the world. If you look at where we are today compared to 2008 or even to 2000, we seem to have less power, we seem to have more challenges, and we have a lot more rogue nations and non-nation actors that are causing problems.
That's not true. That's not true at all. We're still the most powerful nation in the world. We're involved in every war that's out there. We call all the shots. I mean, we're still the United States. It's not true at all.
I disagree. We're involved. That's for sure.
How? Where are you getting your information from? Do you actually see news outlets that are reporting what's going on in the different hotspots?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And not just in the U.S. Read the international news.
Right.
We spend more money on defense than every other nation in the world combined, basically, and that's not getting us where we need to be because we can't just go around blowing up countries anymore. We need to focus more on intelligence gathering than we do on actually just attacking people that we think might do something.
What worries me is China. I don't think China's getting enough attention, and I think it's a sleeping giant.
What worries me is thinking about if Trump has control of the military. Honestly, that's one of the things that turns me off about him.
So I was waiting to the moment that one of you referenced a candidate. If it was only about national security issues, who would you have more confidence in? Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? Who chooses Clinton? Who chooses Trump?
That's scary.
So more people choose Clinton. Why? Based on what has happened over the last 7 years, why Clinton?
I would pick Clinton.
Why Clinton?
Just, I mean, with the experience and not as emotional with decisions. I mean, we talked about Trump flip-flopping a lot. One of the things that might make him endearing to his voters is the fact that he seems more real. But that also means he's going to be impulsive with things. I think that's the fear.
I haven't heard Hillary say she wants to give nuclear weapons to Japan and to other troubled areas in the world. So I trust Hillary with something.
Exactly. She backed going into Libya, which made Libya unstable. I mean, her track record is not good.
Clinton was there the night that our SEALs went in and grabbed and killed Osama bin Laden. Trump is waffling, and that concerns me. So
we seem to be ceding the power that we had to the United Nations, such instead of being more of a leader. Obama in the last 8 years has giving more power or not leading as much as he should have.
Was she a good Secretary of State? Yes or no? Who does not think she was a good Secretary of State? So there's a little bit more consensus. So what was the issue with her as Secretary of State? What's the problem? You say Benghazi.
I think this influence peddling through the Clinton Foundation and accepting these donations, that's the most troubling thing, is the corruption.
But the campaign argues, and it seems a legitimate one, that she's got more foreign policy experience, having served as Secretary of State for 4 years.
She visited more countries.
But she had the opportunity as Secretary of State to interact with a number of our allied leaders. And she didn't listen to what some of them told her. There was an interview with the King of Jordan last night on television where he flat out said, I told you guys what to do. You did something different, and now the situation is worse.
David?
She mentions she didn't really get any major treaties done or anything like that. She talked to some of the leaders, and she was out there partying. You see her on TV all the time, having a good time.
Partying.
But, yeah, partying.
Hillary Clinton partying. Are you sure you don't mean the other Clinton?
I've seen her. She can do both too.
Okay, I'm a moderator, not a dude. Mark?
Whenever asked what did she accomplish as Secretary of State, all they do is point to the number of miles she flew. That's not an indicator of success. Just because somebody has a job doesn't mean they did it well.
But you can't hold her totally responsible for what she did as Secretary of State. She served at the pleasure of the president. And so some of that goes back to Obama, and you can't hold Clinton accountable.
She wants to continue his legacy and his policies,
That's what she's saying to get elected.
Well, then that's why I don't like foreign policy.
Okay, hold on. I have an issue with that. Doesn't that bother you that she would say something just to get elected?
Between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, He has no foreign policy experience. She has some. So if we're in the White House and the only thing we had to vote on was whether or not to have foreign policy experience, who would you feel safer, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton?
But let me ask you this question.
Hillary.
John McCain, who had significant experience at national security issues, versus Barack Obama, who up until 3 years before he ran was a simple state senator, who had more experience there.
John McCain.
Okay, so you accept that.
Obama didn't have any 2 years in the Senate, as the U.S. Senate. So when people talk about experience, he had basically zero experience being the president.
If it's a candidate who is better able to handle national security or the candidate who's better able to handle the economy, which is more important to you when you decide who to vote? Who says the economy? Who says national security? As many people say national security, that's how this country has changed over the last 8 years, and that's how important these upcoming debates will be.